everyone, and today I'll be discussing what I think each Cedar Fair Park will be getting in 2018, early August edition. With that being said, these predictions are not final and could change. I will repost an updated edition if that happens. So, with that said, let's get started. Now, the first park I want to talk about is Michigan's Adventure. Now, this park does not get a lot of additions, as most people know, and tends to be very neglected. But I think 2018 will probably be a good year for Knott's. Michigan's Adventure, because I think they'll be getting a Knott's boomerang. Knott's is old boomerang that they removed from the park this year. And basically, how the numbers work is number 1 is the most likely, number 2 is likely but probably not, and then number 3 is the least likely. So yeah, so number 1 is a Knott's boomerang, which I think is the most likely. Number 2 would be a new water park expansion. Michigan's Adventure hasn't got a water park expansion in like a very long time, like a really big water park expansion. Like I was thinking like a tropical plunge style water park expansion. Or Blackbeard's Revenge at Carowinds. Like a drop slide. And, and at the third possibility could be just playing out nothing. Because this park tends to get nothing most years. Alright, so let's move on. The second park I want to talk about is Valley Fair. Now, I think the most likely will be a Kid Ride expansion. This park has not got a new Planet Snoopy expansion, I think, in like five or 6 years. And that's kind of a long time, even for a small park like Valley Fair. So yeah, and then I think another likely possibility, if Michigan's Adventure doesn't get the boomerang, I think Valley Fair will get it. So yeah, that's if Cedar Fair bought the boomerang and is willing to put it out. And then I think that the least likely will be a water park expansion, because I'm pretty sure they just got a water park expansion in like 2014 or 15, but I'm not sure. All right, let's move on. Now, I think the next park we're going to talk about is Worlds of Fun. Now, this park, I think, will be getting a water park expansion because they haven't got one since like 2011, 2012, and that's kind of a long time to wait for the water park. And this is one of the premier water parks in the Cedar Fair chain, in my opinion. It's a really good water park, if not the best water park in the chain. Now, number 2, which is I think it will be like kind of likely, but not really likely, it will be a Thrilling Flat Ride edition. Because this park did get a flat ride, but I'm talking about just a single Thrilling Flat Ride, similar to what Canada's Wonderland gets mostly each year. And unlikely, but still possible, will be a Planet Snoopy expansion. Because this park needs, I think, a good Planet Snoopy expansion, because they haven't got one since like 2009 or 10. Alright, let's move on. Now, next park let's talk about is Dorney Park. I think this park needs a good water park expansion. I think that's what they'll get also. And some other options is a Planet Snoopy expansion. I believe they just got one in like 2015. But this is a smaller Cedar Fair park, so they tend to get more Planet Snoopy expansions often. And another thing, number 3 will be a Thrilling Flat Ride, because this park needs some more Thrilling Flat Rides. I think they just got a flat ride package, but they need a Thrilling Flat Ride. And I think that might be possible. Alright, let's move on. Now, the next park I want to talk about is Kings Island. Now, this park is just coming off a roller coaster year. So, really, I know this is one of the major Cedar Fair parks, but I just really think they'll be just getting nothing major. Maybe some overall park improvements. Now, what I have pictured is the antique cars, which they could bring back. I think that's very likely. That'll fit. Really, nothing major, just a single family ride attraction. But if not that, I think they should get some Thrilling Flat Rides, just as the ones that came to Carowinds, like a Mondale Top Scan, and like a Truckia. And then if not that, Kings Island, they like to say it's the best Planet Snoopy area and the best kid area in like the world. So yeah, they'll probably get a Planet Snoopy expansion, but that's not that likely. So let's move on. Now, let's move on to Carowinds. Now, this is what I think Carowinds will be getting. I don't think it'll be that likely the Carowinds to get a roller coaster. I think it'd be more likely to get a Planet Snoopy expansion, because this park has not expanded Planet Snoopy in a really long time. But I know this isn't the most thrilling addition, but I think it is the most likely. Now, I think the second most likely would be a Cannon relocation, because this park recently removed one of their thrilling water rides, and Cannon would fit in the spot pretty well, and I think it would be a really good addition to the park. Now, I spelled Vortex wrong, but it's really Vortex with O, not an I, but, so yeah, Vortex, this is unlikely, I think will come, not 2018, but 2019, a Vortex floorless renovation. So let's move on. Now, Canada's Wonderland. I think Canada's Wonderland, number one, will be most likely be a Planet Snoopy expansion, because they haven't got a Planet Snoopy expansion in a really long time. They've been recently getting a lot of flat rides. So that brings me to like not likely, but it's not out of the question either. A new thrilling flat ride / family rides. I think if they wouldn't get this Planet Snoopy expansion, I think they'll be most likely to get like a thrilling ride package, just like Carowinds has got. And so yeah, I think if they wouldn't get a Planet Snoopy expansion or a thrilling flat ride package, I think they'll expand their water park, because they haven't got one in a really long time. Alright, so let's move on. Alright, so let's move on to Knott's Berry Farm. Now, these is where the predictions get really interesting, because I think Knott's Berry Farm is going to be one of the 4 parks getting a roller coaster this year. A new thrilling roller coaster. Now, I think the roller coaster could either be a Gerstlauer, an Intamin, or a Mack. Now, and then I think it'll be, and alright, so basically, if this is not a roller coaster park, I think they could expand their Planet Snoopy if they do not get a roller coaster. But I really strongly think they will. But if they don't get a roller coaster, I think they should expand their Planet Snoopy. And it really not likely, but still possible to get a water park expansion. But I really think this is a roller coaster park. So let's move on to CGA, or California's Great America. Now, I really think this park is getting a new roller coaster. Now, I just listed possibilities for a roller coaster because this is basically confirmed. I mean, there's no way telling us this is not coming to the park. Alright, so Alex listed the most likely roller coaster for this park is at RMC T-Rex / Raptor. You know, there's been a lot of teasing for this roller coaster. There's a lot of rumors, you know. So I really think that it'll come to this park. It's not that likely, but it's not out of the picture either. It's an Intamin Blitz coaster / world's first Intamin roller coaster. But still unlikely, but not really that possible, is an unknown type of roller coaster. You know, I don't think this is gonna be the park to really get an unknown roller coaster. I just think it'll be a world's first edition. Like, we already know what is coming to this park, and so yeah, I don't really think it'll be an unknown type. I really think it'll be already a known type, but not added, if that makes any sense. Alright, so let's move on. Let's move on to King's Dominion. This is also a really exciting park, and we know 100% what is coming here, just like what is coming on the next slide. Alright, so this is RMC Hurler. Their water roller coaster called Hurler is getting RMC. Now, I just listed what other additions they could add, because they listed that this is the world's, not the world's, but this is the park's biggest announcement. So yeah, and then I think they should get Winterfest alongside it. Could be another likely option, but not likely, but not that possible. They would get this along Dragon Challenge, because I heard some rumors going out there in the community that Dragon Challenge is going to be added alongside RMC Hurler to make it the park's biggest announcement. But I'm really not sure if that will come true. So yeah, let's just move on. Alright, so our last park to talk about is the flagship park, Cedar Point. And this just as alongside King's Dominion. We already know what's coming here. It is the one and only RMC Mean Streak. Now, I just listed some other things that could come along with the RMC Mean Streak. A likely thing that could come along with it is new renovations, shows, and new things in the dining plans, and new dining restaurants where you can go dine and eat. And alright, and then something that's like it's not likely, but it's not out of the picture either. It's some just overall park improvements. I don't know if this will be a park improvement year, but because you tend to see park improvement years straight after you get a big roller coaster in parks, and this is a big roller coaster year for Cedar Point. So yeah, all right, everybody, thanks for watching. This was my Cedar Fair predictions for 2018 video. Like if you like, subscribe if you like the videos, and comment if you got any questions or concerns. I'll talk to you guys next time, guys.